Welcome to 10 Spot Highlights, where we uncover the most fascinating top 10 lists, from ancient mysteries to groundbreaking future evolutions. Dive into the captivating stories of the past, explore unsolved enigmas, and see how history shapes our tomorrow. Don't miss out. Hit like, subscribe, and explore the rest of our videos for a journey through time and mystery. Your next adventure starts here. Welcome back to 10 Spot Highlights. Today we're uncovering the top 10 strangest historical discoveries, artifacts and places that have baffled scientists, historians, and explorers alike. From ancient devices that seem ahead of their time to mysterious artifacts that defy explanation, this list is packed with mind-bending revelations. Stay tuned until the end, because our number one discovery will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. The Antikythera mechanism. Discovered by sponge divers in 1901 in the depths of the Aegean Sea, the Antikythera mechanism is considered one of the greatest enigmas of ancient engineering. This intricate device, housed in a wooden case roughly the size of a shoebox, was initially dismissed as an unremarkable lump of corroded bronze. However, when archaeologists and historians began analyzing its components, they uncovered a complex arrangement of over 30 interlocking gears, dials, and inscriptions that seemed centuries ahead of its time. The mechanism is believed to date back to around 100 BCE, during the Hellenistic period of ancient Greece. It was used to predict astronomical phenomena, including eclipses, lunar phases, and planetary movements. Researchers were stunned to find that it even accounted for the irregularities of the moon's orbit, a detail that showcases an understanding of astronomy far beyond what was thought possible in that era. What makes the Antikythera mechanism even more fascinating is its sheer complexity. It wasn't until the invention of similar gear mechanisms in 14th century Europe that the world saw anything remotely comparable. This leaves historians questioning whether the knowledge to create such a device was lost to history and only rediscovered centuries later. Was the Antikythera mechanism a unique creation, or might there have been other similar devices lost to time? Recent advancements in technology, including 3D imaging and X-ray analysis, have allowed experts to reconstruct its inner workings. These studies reveal an astonishing level of craftsmanship. Some inscriptions found on the mechanism suggest it may have been used not just for scientific purposes, but also for teaching or perhaps even as a prized possession of the wealthy elite. Despite these breakthroughs, many questions remain unanswered. Who invented it? Was it a standalone marvel, or did it belong to a broader tradition of ancient mechanical engineering? The mystery doesn't end there. The shipwreck where the device was found also contained luxury goods like jewelry and statues, hinting that it might have been on its way to a wealthy patron. This discovery raises broader questions about the technological capabilities and cultural priorities of ancient civilizations. What do you think? Was the Antikythera mechanism a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, or could it be evidence of a forgotten tradition of advanced ancient technology? Share your thoughts in the comments. 9. The Voynich Manuscript. The Voynich Manuscript is a 15th century book that has baffled cryptographers, linguists, and historians for centuries. The text is written in an unknown language, and its illustrations, ranging from bizarre plants to naked figures bathing in odd, whimsical pools, defy explanation. Over 200 pages have been preserved, and despite extensive research, no one has been able to decode its contents. The manuscript, named after Wilfrid Voynich, who purchased it in 1912, has been the subject of countless theories. Some suggest it's a botanical treatise, with the strange plants serving as a coded guide to herbal remedies. Others believe it is a work of alchemy, or even a hoax intended to deceive. However, despite the best efforts of cryptographers, including some of the brightest minds in history, no one has cracked its code. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Voynich manuscript is that it uses an alphabet that doesn't resemble any known script from the 15th century. The language is unlike anything seen in ancient or medieval texts, which raises the question, was it a secret code or an entirely invented language? Some even speculate that it might be a lost language, offering clues to a forgotten civilization or ancient knowledge. Several modern studies using computational methods have attempted to decipher the manuscript, but the results have been inconclusive. One theory even suggests that the manuscript might be a work of art rather than a practical guide, perhaps intended to invoke mystery and intrigue. What do you think? Could the Voynich manuscript contain a hidden message, or is it just an elaborate hoax? Let us know your theories in the comments. 8. Göbekli Tepe, located in modern-day Turkey, is one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the 21st century. Dating back to over 11,000 years ago, this site predates Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids of Giza by thousands of years. It consists of large megalithic stone pillars arranged in circular formations, adorned with intricate carvings of animals such as lions, snakes, and birds. The purpose of Göbekli Tepe remains a mystery. Some researchers believe it may have been a religious site, while others argue it was used for astronomical observations or communal gatherings. What sets it apart from other ancient sites is its construction. Most notably, it was built at a time when humans were still primarily hunter-gatherers and had not yet developed agriculture. The intricacy of the carvings and the sheer scale of the site suggest a level of sophistication previously thought to be unattainable by prehistoric people. What is most perplexing, however, is that Göbekli Tepe was deliberately buried around 8000 BCE, long after it had been built. This deliberate burial has led to various theories, including the possibility of a catastrophic event or a religious ritual that led to its concealment. Could Göbekli Tepe be evidence of an advanced society that existed long before the rise of agriculture and civilization? Or is it simply an extraordinary example of early human ingenuity? Could the site have held spiritual significance for the people who created it? The precise purpose of Göbekli Tepe remains a mystery, but its existence challenges traditional ideas about the origins of human civilization. Recent excavations continue to reveal more of the site, but many questions remain. The discovery of ancient tools and artifacts around Göbekli Tepe adds further intrigue to the puzzle. What secrets lie hidden beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered? What do you think Göbekli Tepe was used for? Religious rituals, astronomical purposes, or something else entirely? Share your ideas with us in the comments. 7. The Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is one of the most intriguing artifacts from the ancient world. Discovered in the 1930s near Baghdad, Iraq, this mysterious object consists of a clay jar approximately 6 inches tall, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod. It dates back over 2,000 years to the Parthian period, which spanned roughly from 247 BCE to 224 CE. While it may seem like an ordinary artifact at first glance, its unusual composition has led to one of the most debated mysteries in archaeology. Was this jar an ancient battery capable of generating electricity? The discovery was first made by a German archaeologist, Wilhelm König, who was the director of the Iraq Museum in Baghdad. Upon analyzing the jar, König suggested that it might have been used as a galvanic cell to generate an electric current. His theory was based on the fact that when the jar was filled with an acidic liquid, such as vinegar or lemon juice, it could produce a small amount of electricity. This concept immediately captured the imagination of scientists, historians, and enthusiasts worldwide, sparking a wave of speculation about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. But what would ancient people have used electricity for? This question has fueled numerous theories, ranging from practical uses to more imaginative interpretations. One hypothesis is that the Baghdad battery might have been employed for electroplating, a process in which a layer of metal is deposited onto the surface of an object. This could explain how some ancient artifacts achieved a polished metallic finish. However, no definitive evidence of electroplated objects from the Parthian period has been found, leaving this theory open to debate. Another suggestion is that the battery was used for medical purposes, perhaps as a rudimentary form of electrotherapy to treat ailments or stimulate muscles. The Parthians were known to have significant knowledge of medicine, and it is not entirely far-fetched to think they might have experimented with electricity. Still, no direct evidence supports this claim either. More speculative theories propose that the Baghdad battery had religious or ceremonial applications. In this view, the electric current generated by the device might have been used to create awe-inspiring effects during rituals, such as causing a small spark or a tingling sensation to convince participants of a divine presence. Such an explanation aligns with the idea that electricity, being both invisible and powerful, could have been perceived as a mystical force in ancient times. Critics, however, argue that the Baghdad battery may not have been a battery at all. They suggest that the jar, copper cylinder, and iron rod could have served a more mundane purpose, such as storing scrolls or other small items. The resemblance to a galvanic cell might be purely coincidental, and any electrical properties the object exhibits could have been discovered accidentally. Adding to the mystery is the lack of other similar artifacts. Despite extensive archaeological efforts in the region, no additional examples of the Baghdad battery have been uncovered. This raises questions about whether it was an isolated invention, a misunderstood artifact, or perhaps even a hoax. The latter theory, while unlikely, is occasionally suggested to explain the singular nature of the discovery. Modern experiments with replicas of the Baghdad battery have confirmed that it can generate a small electric current when filled with an acidic liquid. While this supports Koenig's original hypothesis, it doesn't conclusively explain the artifact's purpose. Moreover, the amount of electricity it produces is minimal, barely enough to power a small device by today's standards. The debate over the Baghdad battery reflects a larger question about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations. Could they have been more advanced than we currently believe? Or are we imposing modern interpretations onto objects whose true purposes remain unknown? The Baghdad battery is now housed in the Iraq Museum, where it continues to fascinate visitors and researchers alike. It serves as a powerful reminder of how much we have yet to learn about the ancient world. Whether it was a functional device, a ceremonial object, or something else entirely, the Baghdad battery challenges our understanding of history and inspires curiosity about the ingenuity of our ancestors. What do you think the Baghdad battery was used for? Practical applications like electroplating, religious rituals, or something completely unexpected? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments. 6. The London Hammer. The London Hammer, also known as the London Artifact, is one of the most puzzling discoveries ever unearthed. This curious object was found in June 1936 by a couple named Max and Emma Hahn near the town of London, Texas, United States. While on a hike, they stumbled upon a piece of wood encased in a nodule of rock. Intrigued, they took it home. Years later, in 1947, their son broke the nodule open, revealing a hammer with a wooden handle and a metal head embedded inside. What makes the London Hammer so mysterious is the age of the surrounding rock. Geological estimates suggest that the rock encasing the hammer could be anywhere from 100 to 400 million years old, depending on the method of dating used. This presents a fascinating conundrum. How could a man-made tool have been embedded in such ancient rock? The hammer itself is quite ordinary in appearance, resembling the tools used by blacksmiths in the 19th century. Its metal head is composed of 96% iron, 2.6% chlorine, and 0.74% sulfur, and it shows no signs of rusting, an anomaly attributed to the high purity of the iron and the conditions under which it was preserved. The wooden handle, although partially petrified, appears to have been crafted with precision. This discovery has sparked intense debate among scientists, historians, and enthusiasts. Some claim the London hammer is evidence of anachronistic artifacts, objects that appear to be out of place in time. They suggest it could be proof of advanced ancient civilizations, time travel, or even extraterrestrial intervention. Such theories have captivated imaginations and contributed to the artifact's fame. However, skeptics offer more grounded explanations. One plausible theory is that the hammer is not as old as the rock itself, but became encased in a concretion, a process where minerals in water crystallize around an object, forming a hard casing. This could occur over a much shorter time than the rock's geological age, perhaps only a few centuries or millennia. Supporters of this view argue that the hammer may have been discarded by 19th century miners or settlers, becoming embedded in a concretion soon after. Adding to the intrigue is the lack of definitive analysis. The artifact has not undergone extensive scientific testing, leaving much of its story open to interpretation. The owners of the hammer, who have displayed it in a private creationist museum, claim it as evidence supporting the biblical account of a young Earth. This association has fueled further controversy, with critics accusing the artifact's proponents of cherry-picking evidence to fit preconceived narratives. What about the hammer's design? It bears a striking resemblance to tools commonly used in the 1800s, suggesting it could indeed have been a modern object that became encased in unusual circumstances. On the other hand, proponents of the artifact's ancient origins point to the purity of the iron and the lack of rust as indicators of advanced metallurgy. Could ancient civilizations have possessed knowledge and skills that have since been lost? The London hammer also raises broader questions about how we interpret historical and geological evidence. In archaeology, context is everything. Without knowing precisely where the hammer was found and how it became embedded in the rock, drawing definitive conclusions is challenging. This lack of context has allowed speculation to flourish, making the London hammer as much a cultural phenomenon as a scientific puzzle. To this day, the London hammer remains a symbol of the mysteries of history and the natural world. Whether it is a relic from a lost civilization, a hoax, or simply an ordinary hammer caught in extraordinary circumstances, it continues to capture the imagination of those who encounter its story. What do you believe about the London hammer? Could it be a relic from an advanced ancient civilization, or is it simply a misunderstood artifact from more recent history? Share your theories in the comments below. 5. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are one of the most fascinating and enduring mysteries of ancient civilizations. Located in the arid desert plains of southern Peru, these massive geoglyphs span over 200 square miles and consist of thousands of straight lines, geometric shapes, and elaborate depictions of animals, plants, and even humanoid figures. Estimated to be at least 1,500 years old, they were created by the Nazca culture between 500 BCE and 500 CE. But despite extensive research, their true purpose and the techniques used to create them remain shrouded in mystery. What makes the Nazca Lines so extraordinary is their sheer scale and precision. Some of the drawings are hundreds of feet long and can only be fully appreciated from the air, a perspective the ancient Nazca people could not have accessed, at least not with technology we understand. The figures include a giant monkey, a hummingbird, a spider, and even what some interpret as an astronaut-like figure. These geoglyphs were made by removing the reddish-brown top layer of soil to reveal the lighter-colored layer beneath. Remarkably, the arid climate of the Nazca Desert has preserved the lines for centuries. One of the most perplexing questions is why the Nazca people created these massive designs. Numerous theories have been proposed, ranging from the mundane to the fantastical. One widely accepted idea is that the lines had a religious or ceremonial function. Some researchers believe they were related to water, a critical resource in the desert environment. The lines may have been part of rituals aimed at invoking rain or appeasing deities associated with agriculture and fertility. Another theory suggests the lines served as an astronomical calendar. Proponents argue that certain lines align with the rising and setting of celestial bodies, such as the sun and stars, during specific times of the year. This idea paints the Nazca people as skilled astronomers who use the geoglyphs to track seasonal changes and plan agricultural activities. Then there are the more speculative theories. Some believe the lines were made as offerings to extraterrestrial beings, pointing to the figure's visibility from above as evidence. This notion has gained traction in popular culture, often fueled by books and television shows exploring ancient astronaut hypotheses. While there's no scientific evidence to support this claim, it has certainly added to the mystique of the Nazca lines. Despite their mysterious purpose, creating the Nazca lines would have required meticulous planning and considerable effort. Archaeologists believe the Nazca used simple tools, such as wooden stakes and ropes, to outline and construct the designs. The stakes, some of which have been found at the sites, could have helped ensure the straightness and precision of the lines. The ability to create such large-scale artworks without modern equipment speaks to the ingenuity and organizational skills of the Nazca people. In recent years, advances in technology have shed new light on these enigmatic geoglyphs. Drone surveys and satellite imagery have revealed previously undiscovered lines and shapes, some of which were hidden by natural erosion or human activity. These findings suggest that the Nazca culture may have been even more complex and sophisticated than we currently understand. However, the Nazca lines face modern challenges. Increased tourism, urban expansion, and environmental changes threaten their preservation. Efforts are underway to protect and study these incredible designs, but their remote location and vast size make this a daunting task. The Nazca lines continue to captivate scientists, historians, and enthusiasts alike, embodying the mystery of an ancient civilization's creativity and purpose. They serve as a powerful reminder of the human capacity to leave an indelible mark on the world, even in the harshest conditions. What do you think the Nazca lines were meant for? Were they an astronomical calendar, religious symbols, or even messages to beings from the stars? Let us know your theories in the comments below. The Piri Reis Map. The Piri Reis Map is one of the most intriguing and controversial cartographic artifacts in history. Created in 1513 by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis, this map is a fragment of a larger world map, drawn on gazelle skin parchment. What makes this map extraordinary is its uncanny accuracy in depicting parts of the world that were either unknown or unexplored at the time, such as the coastlines of South America and Antarctica. The map was rediscovered in 1929 during renovations at Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, where it had been stored for centuries. Upon examination, scholars were amazed to find that it included remarkably precise details of the Atlantic Ocean, including the western coasts of Africa, Europe, and the eastern coasts of the Americas. But the most puzzling aspect of the Piri Reis map is its depiction of what some believe to be Antarctica, shown not only centuries before its official discovery in 1820, but also without its ice cover, as if the land beneath the ice had been surveyed. Piri Reis himself credited his work to earlier sources, claiming that the map was compiled using a combination of ancient maps and contemporary navigation charts. He specifically mentioned the use of Greek, Roman, and possibly even ancient Egyptian sources, as well as maps from Christopher Columbus. This claim has led to speculation that the Piri Reis map may preserve knowledge from a lost advanced civilization capable of detailed cartography, long before the advent of modern mapping techniques. One of the most controversial features of the map is its depiction of Antarctica. If indeed it shows the continent as it appears beneath the ice, this would imply access to detailed geographical knowledge predating the ice sheet, which began forming over 34 million years ago. Some researchers suggest this could have been possible if the mapmakers used ancient maps created during a warmer geological period. Others argue that the coastline in question is a misinterpretation of South America's southernmost tip. The accuracy of the map has sparked numerous theories. Some propose that it supports the existence of advanced ancient civilizations with sophisticated knowledge of geography and navigation. Others suggest the map could be evidence of extraterrestrial intervention or lost technologies that allowed for aerial surveys of the Earth. However, mainstream historians and cartographers are more skeptical, attributing the map's precision to a combination of educated guesses, seafaring knowledge, and access to earlier, less detailed charts. The map also raises questions about the methods available to ancient and medieval cartographers. How did Piri Reis and his sources achieve such precision in an era when most maps were rudimentary and often wildly inaccurate? The map includes features like precise latitudes and longitudes, which were difficult to calculate accurately without modern tools. Some believe this level of accuracy points to knowledge of spherical trigonometry and advanced mathematical techniques far ahead of their time. Adding to the mystery is the fragmented nature of the Piri Reis map. Only about 1/3 of the original map has survived, leaving scholars to speculate about the missing portions and what other secrets they might have contained. The surviving fragment itself has been extensively analyzed, with researchers using everything from traditional cartography to digital imaging to uncover its secrets. The Piri Reis map also challenges our understanding of historical exploration. While it aligns with some of the voyages known to have occurred in the Age of Discovery, its apparent knowledge of regions unexplored in 1513 suggests either extraordinary foresight or access to lost data. Could ancient civilizations have mapped the Earth with a level of accuracy comparable to our modern techniques? Despite decades of study, the Piri Reis map remains a tantalizing enigma. Whether it is a relic of a lost civilization, a testament to the ingenuity of ancient cartographers, or simply a compilation of earlier maps enhanced with educated guesses, it continues to fascinate and inspire. What do you think is the true story behind the Piri Reis map? Is it evidence of a forgotten advanced civilization, a product of extraordinary cartographic skill, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The Roman dodecahedron. The Roman dodecahedron is a mysterious artifact that continues to puzzle archaeologists and historians. These small, hollow, 12-sided objects, made primarily of bronze or stone, date back to the 2nd or 3rd century CE and have been discovered across Europe, from England to Hungary. Each dodecahedron features a unique design, with circular holes of varying sizes on each face and small knobs at each vertex. Despite their intriguing and distinctive appearance, their purpose remains unknown, leaving room for a wide range of theories. What sets the Roman dodecahedrons apart is their apparent lack of consistency in design. The size of the objects, the diameter of the holes, and the placement of the knobs vary significantly among the discovered specimens. This suggests that they were not mass-produced for a single standardized function, but were likely crafted individually. These artifacts have been found in various contexts, including burial sites, military camps, and civilian settlements, but without accompanying inscriptions or records to clarify their use. Theories about the purpose of the Roman dodecahedron are as diverse as they are speculative. Some suggest they were used as tools, perhaps for measuring distances or as surveying instruments. The differing hole sizes could have been designed to calculate angles or align objects with celestial bodies, making them potential aids in astronomy or engineering. Another popular theory is that the dodecahedrons served a more practical purpose, such as knitting gloves. This idea is based on the belief that the holes could be used to create uniform loops of thread, although no definitive evidence supports this hypothesis. Others propose that the dodecahedrons had a ceremonial or religious function. They may have been used in rituals, possibly as a kind of votive offering, or as a symbol of status and power. Their intricate design and the craftsmanship involved in creating them suggest they held significant value, either practical or symbolic, to those who used them. Some even speculate that the Roman dodecahedrons were used as dice or gaming pieces. However, their irregular shape and the lack of any known game rules make this theory less convincing. Similarly, the suggestion that they were decorative items or toys cannot be entirely ruled out, but seems unlikely given the precision of their design. Adding to the mystery is the fact that no ancient texts or inscriptions mention the dodecahedrons, leaving modern researchers without direct historical context. This absence of written records has led some to consider the possibility that their use was a closely guarded secret, known only to a select group of individuals, such as priests, engineers, or military personnel. Modern technology has provided some insights into these enigmatic objects. Advanced imaging and 3D modeling have allowed researchers to examine their design in greater detail, exploring possible alignments with celestial phenomena or patterns of wear that might indicate their function. However, these studies have yet to produce definitive answers, and the Roman dodecahedron remains a subject of ongoing debate. What makes the Roman dodecahedron particularly fascinating is the way it embodies the mystery of ancient innovation. These objects remind us that the Romans, like all civilizations, had a rich and complex culture filled with tools, symbols, and practices that we may never fully understand. They challenge us to think about the gaps in our knowledge and the ingenuity of our ancestors. As more dodecahedrons are discovered and studied, we may one day uncover the secret of their purpose. Until then, they remain a captivating puzzle, one that sparks curiosity and imagination across the world. Engagement. Question: what do you think the Roman dodecahedrons were used for? Were they tools, ceremonial objects, or something entirely unexpected? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. 2. The crystal skulls. The crystal skulls are among the most captivating and controversial artifacts in human history. These enigmatic objects, carved from clear or milky quartz, have been discovered, or allegedly discovered, in various parts of the world, most famously in Central and South America. They range in size from small trinkets to life-size depictions of human skulls, and their origins are shrouded in mystery. The most well-known crystal skull, often referred to as the Mitchell-Hedges skull, was allegedly discovered in 1924 by Anna Mitchell-Hedges during an expedition in Belize. This particular skull is notable for its intricate craftsmanship, including a detachable lower jaw and an almost eerie likeness to a real human skull. Supporters of its authenticity claim it was created by an ancient Mesoamerican civilization, such as the Maya or Aztec, and suggest it possesses mystical or healing powers. However, the origins and purposes of the crystal skulls have been hotly debated. Skeptics argue that most of these artifacts, including the Mitchell-Hedges skull, are likely 19th century European creations rather than ancient relics. Microscopic analysis of some skulls has revealed tool marks consistent with modern machinery, suggesting that they were not hand-carved by ancient peoples, but rather shaped using advanced equipment unavailable in pre-Columbian times. Despite these findings, the allure of the crystal skulls persists, fueled by myths and legends. Some claim that the skulls are remnants of a lost advanced civilization, such as Atlantis, or even extraterrestrial artifacts. According to one popular belief, there are 13 original crystal skulls scattered across the globe, and when brought together, they will reveal profound secrets about the origins of humanity or the fate of the Earth. Others believe the skulls possess spiritual or metaphysical properties, New Age practitioners often attribute healing, energy amplification, or psychic abilities to the skulls. Stories abound of people experiencing visions or strange phenomena when in proximity to these artifacts, further deepening their mystique. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that quartz crystal, the material used to craft the skulls, is known for its piezoelectric properties. These properties allow quartz to store and transmit energy, which may explain why some people claim to feel a sense of power or vibration when handling the skulls. While science attributes this to the material's physical properties rather than anything mystical, it adds another layer of fascination to the debate. The cultural significance of the skulls is also worth exploring. Skulls were powerful symbols in ancient Mesoamerican cultures, often associated with death, rebirth, and the afterlife. It is possible that, even if the crystal skulls were modern creations, they were inspired by this rich cultural heritage. Films, books, and documentaries have further cemented the crystal skulls in popular imagination, often portraying them as keys to hidden knowledge or ancient wisdom. The 2008 movie Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull brought the artifacts into the mainstream spotlight, blending fact, fiction, and legend into a thrilling adventure story. To this day, crystal skulls continue to inspire both scientific inquiry and wild speculation. Museums like the British Museum and the Smithsonian Institution house examples of these artifacts, but even these institutions often express caution regarding their authenticity and origins. The lack of concrete evidence, coupled with their intricate craftsmanship and compelling legends, ensures that the crystal skulls remain one of history's most enigmatic mysteries. Do you think the crystal skulls are ancient artifacts with hidden powers, modern hoaxes, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. 1. The Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is perhaps one of the most enigmatic and debated artifacts in human history. This ancient linen cloth, approximately 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, bears the faint but detailed image of a man who appears to have been crucified. Many believe this shroud to be the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, imprinted with his image at the moment of resurrection. However, others argue that it is a medieval forgery created centuries after the time of Christ. The shroud first came to public attention in the 14th century when it surfaced in Lurks, France. It was later moved to Turin, Italy, where it remains to this day, housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. Since its discovery, it has been venerated as a sacred relic and subjected to countless scientific studies. One of the most striking features of the shroud is the image of the man it depicts. The figure shows wounds consistent with crucifixion, nail marks on the wrists and feet, scourge marks across the back, and a puncture wound in the side. Additionally, the man's head bears marks that resemble injuries from a crown of thorns. These details align closely with the biblical description of Christ's crucifixion, leading many to see the shroud as a miraculous testament to his sacrifice. In 1978, a group of scientists under the Shroud of Turin Research Project, STURP, conducted an extensive examination of the cloth. They discovered that the image was not painted or drawn, as no pigments or dyes were found. Instead, it appears to be a subtle discoloration of the linen fibers, forming a highly detailed and realistic negative image. Advanced imaging has revealed even more intricate details, such as the presence of pollen grains from plants native to the Middle East. Despite these findings, the shroud's authenticity remains hotly contested. In 1988, radiocarbon dating tests conducted by 3 independent laboratories dated the cloth to the medieval period, specifically between 1260 and 1390 CE. This finding supported the theory that the shroud was a medieval forgery. However, critics of the tests argue that contamination from centuries of handling or a fire in 1532 may have skewed the results. Adding to the controversy are claims of miraculous phenomena associated with the shroud. Some believers suggest that the image was created by a burst of divine energy at the moment of Christ's resurrection, leaving a photographic imprint on the cloth. Others propose that it could have been created using an unknown ancient technique, furthering the mystery surrounding its origin. The shroud has also been a source of inspiration and debate among theologians and historians. For those who believe in its authenticity, it represents a tangible connection to the life and death of Jesus Christ, offering a powerful symbol of faith. Skeptics, however, view it as a fascinating artifact of religious devotion, whether or not it has ties to Christ. In popular culture, the shroud has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and theories. Some speculate about secret societies guarding its secrets, while others link it to the Knights Templar or other medieval groups. Its mysterious nature continues to captivate people around the world, regardless of their beliefs. Today, the Shroud of Turin is rarely displayed to the public. When it is, millions of pilgrims and tourists flock to Turin to witness it firsthand, drawn by its spiritual significance and historical mystery. Despite centuries of study, the shroud's true origins and the method by which the image was created remain unanswered questions. Whether viewed as a miraculous relic, a masterful medieval creation, or a scientific enigma, the Shroud of Turin stands as a testament to humanity's enduring quest for understanding and meaning. It bridges the gap between faith and science, challenging us to explore the mysteries of history and the limits of our knowledge. Do you believe the Shroud of Turin is a miraculous relic, a medieval forgery, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. That wraps up our list of the top 10 strangest historical discoveries. Which of these left you the most curious? Are there any other strange discoveries we should cover in a future video? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the mysterious, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. See you next time on 10 Spot Highlights. Stay curious. Thanks for watching 10 Spot Highlights, where the past, present, and future collide in our top 10 lists. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to join us on more fascinating adventures through time and mystery. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned. There's so much more to uncover in our next video. See you soon.